when it comes to this country's infrastructure, we know that we have bridges and dams that are in bad shape, but the extent of it, I think, is overlooked. And here in this article, they're talking about just in Ohio. More than 100 dams across that state are classified now as a high hazard, meaning that there's people that live below this dam or in the floodplain below the dam that would be affected by this if the dam was to give way. Now they have, like I said, more than 100 dams, so plenty of examples of high hazard areas, but they're not evacuating these people, and there's really not much of a plan in place to do anything about these areas, to come through and reconstruct it or to add new support or anything like that. And of course, it always comes down to funding. But I recall when Trump came through back last election, he had stopped in Cincinnati and had specifically stated to everybody there listening that he was going to fix that bridge that crosses from Kentucky into Ohio there in Cincinnati, and then get to work on fixing all these other bridges and places that needed upgraded because they're old and falling apart. So with that statement, he knew, they know, where we sit in terms of this infrastructure across the country, how old a lot of it is. So when we see that no one's doing anything about it, they have to know that it's continuing to rot away and that at some point it's going to need maintenance, just like anything would in any business or in anything out there. To keep things working the right way, you have to keep maintenance and keep these areas under a watchful eye, so to speak, especially if they're areas that are susceptible to erosion, earthquakes, things of that nature that could add to a wall or a berm giving way and cause some destruction. But man, when they talk about more than 100 dams in Ohio alone, what do you think that number is across the country? Things to think about. I'll leave a link with more info. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and hit that subscribe button here on YouTube to make sure you're getting notified for all my videos. Much love.